Hello and welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood technician. Today we are going to align the car after we got the car lowered. So got all the new suspension on it. Now we're going to do an alignment on it. We're going to see how screwed up the alignment angles are. I'm going to use as close to the manufacturer specs as I can. They're not going to be perfect because the car is lowered, so the camber is going to be off, possibly caster also. Toe in the front's probably going to be off as well. I'm going to show you how to use the factory ride height adjustment levels. They're not the ones for this car, but they should fit. They're not going to be accurate, but at least you can see how the factory ride height was checked back in 1992. Okay, right when you get the car on the plates, now we got to put the brake pedal press on, which I already have it on there. Okay, now we have the Mercedes specific alignment heads on here. Now these heads, you notice on factory Mercedes wheels, they have the 5 holes. That's for performing alignments, because Mercedes alignments, these factory heads, they will actually align the vehicle to the hub, not to the wheel. So that's why they have all these 5 holes, so this thing can mount properly in there. And then once we do that, we can go ahead and perform our caster sweep. Once we do the caster sweep, then we can put the steering wheel holder on there and set the steering wheel straight. Looks like the toe's a little screwed up. So basically this is the rear ride height tool for a 140. You can see that right there hangs on the axle, and this uses a weight and a string, and it measures the angle for which it is hanging, and you can get the ride height for an alignment. So this is the wrong one. Like you see right here, you can see it's for a 140. The part number we need is for a 201, so this one's not going to work. And here's the front one for a 140 also. See a different part number, 140. There you go, right there. Same thing, uses a weight, and this connects to the front control arm, and you measure the ride height that way. Ride height's really not going to matter in this thing anyway, because like I said, it's lowered and it's not going to match up anyway, so we're just going to have to fudge the numbers. Christmas tree time. Here are my alignment specs. You can see right here that the camber's off and the cross camber's even off also. Caster's good on the left, caster's off on the right, and it's also off right here. It's almost a degree off. Cross, and that's almost half a degree off. Toe is way out of whack. Rear camber, there's not really anything I can do about rear camber, so I'm just going to leave that how it is. And toe in the back is pretty much perfect, so I'm going to leave that right there. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to square these up. So I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to get these two closer together, and then I'm going to get the caster on the right side closer to this one. So now you can see that these 2 arrows are black and the rest are red. These are the only ones that are live. So right now we have to get these arrows in the green, but we're not going to leave them there. We're going to have to move them on the next screen after this. We have to get these in the green, so then these numbers, these arrows right here, become live, so we can actually see where the adjustments are being made in real time. Now we have to loosen this nut right here, and it is reverse thread, so you're going to have to go lefty tighty and righty loosey. You're going to have to you're going to have to loosen this one up as well. And then by hand or with a 19, you can use this to adjust your toe on the left side, and you can see it actually change. The wrong way. There we go. There, now you can see the caster and the camber on the left side now went live, so now I can actually make adjustments, but we're going to move the toe on the passenger side first. Looks like the driver's side's tie rod has been replaced before, because it should look like this, with the 213s on this one end and the lock nut on the other end. All right, now that all the numbers are live, we can get to adjusting this. Like I said, I'm just gonna square this up. I really don't want to make the camber go any more positive, because the tires will rub on the fenders even more than they already do. You can see right there how close it is. If I make the camber more positive, the top of the tire is going to go out further towards the lip of the fender, and that's kind of what I want to avoid at this point. Now, if you look at the numbers here, you can see that this side is more negative. So right now, this car does have a pretty good pull to the right, which you can see right here, because the car is going to pull towards the side with the most negative camber. So like this, the negative camber is more negative on the left side, and it's pointing that way. And this one is cambered towards the left, but this side is more negative, and it's going to be pulling the car this way also. So adjusting our caster and camber, we're going to be using the front and rear alignment bolts right here. You can see it's an eccentric right here, and when you turn this thing, it is going to move this lobe towards the inside or towards the outside, and that is going to change the distance between this right here. It's going to pull this. It's not going to change this distance, but it will pull this way, or it'll push it this way, and that's going to change camber right there. And then this one back here will change caster. This is going to be 222s that we're going to use right here, 22 millimeter sockets on this side and on that side. You can see that there's a notch right here on the top of the alignment bolt. You can kind of see it. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, you can see it here. There's a notch right there on the bottom. Now, some of these subframes, there is a notch in the subframe itself to keep the bolt kind of located in one position. So you really want to pay attention to how you take off these bolts and how you take off the nuts. This one, you don't really have that problem, because this right here, this bolt has this eccentric that's built into it. Now, some of our other vehicles, this bolt is just round, and it'll have some notches right here that'll mate up with the subframe. And if you throw an impact on the bolt and you're holding the nut still, what you can do is you're going to spin that bolt, and you're going to shear off the locating tabs on the subframe, and you just toasted your subframe. So you really just want to loosen the nut. You don't really want to take it all the way out or loosen it a lot, because you still want a little bit of resistance on that bolt when you turn it, because you don't want to make an adjustment, then it just springs right back to where you adjusted it from. So right now we're just going to move the bolt, see which direction it changes. Excuse me. That's going the wrong way. So you can see where the eccentric is right here. We're going to try to pull that inwards. You're going to want to make sure. All right, now the caster is pretty close. I'm not going to nitpick over 7 minutes. So right now I'm going to try to get the camber a little closer. I'm not even going to try to get these green, because they're not going to be green, because like I said, the car is lowered, so the camber is going to be way off. But I can square it up to where these are closer to each other, and it won't cause a pull. All right, so I got the passenger side to 2. You can see how the toe is way off now. Well, the cross is in the green. It might have a little bit of a pull to the left though. All right, there we go. I kind of like that. This is a little off, but I'm not too worried about 10 minutes. And this is really close. I like this 3 minutes right here. Almost dead center, left and right. Now we're gonna do the proper toe setting. So like I said, on the last screen, we are going to leave those last, the toe set where it was, and then we're gonna adjust it on this screen to the spec between 5 minutes and 15 minutes. And this is right where we're gonna leave the toe, and then we're gonna do a final caster sweep and see where the measurements are. I'll get that locked down at 10. Don't worry about that. So there we are after our final caster sweep. Not too great, but not too bad either. Now we can take the alignment heads off, and we're gonna put these back on here and put the pins back in the plates. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. That's how you would line a 124. Now, I know the caster is off, so I'm going to have to perform a few more adjustments, but I did drive it a little bit. It did go straight, and the steering wheel is straight, unlike before where it pulled right, and the steering wheel I was having to hold the steering wheel to the left, so it's a huge improvement over what it was. So make sure you hit subscribe, give me that thumbs up, and make sure you hit the notification icon so you get notifications when I post a new video.